Muffin Top channel. I'm joined with my buddy Justin B and Lawfully Armed. How you doing, gents?
I'm here.
That's good. That's good. Solid response. Lawfully.
I was there.
That's also a solid response.
Notification went out. That's good.
That is a plus. Um,
Don't imagine they're pushing very many of those this
nice.
evening.
Right. Well, that's the topic. Okay, it's division. I had like my short earlier. I was getting a bunch of messages from people, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if you all caught that or not. When people say, well, let me just look at the message so I don't mistell it. Whoops. There we go. All right. So they said, and I quote, "When do we start fighting back?" And I said, I dropped a bunch of stuff. I said, "Go for it. What's your family going to do without you? See, this patriotic bullshit has no real movement behind it or logistical knowledge. The people that beat their chests and say, oh, we're two-way, we're for gun rights, and that's all they have in life is talking about gun rights, it's because they have nothing else to talk about or say, or usually everybody that I know that's kind of like that is kind of a weaker man. You know, there's a thing in business, and when you mature as a person, where I heard the quote the other day. It was really good. The young man that's seeking knowledge wears out the steps to the wise man. And to be wise, sometimes it's best to be quiet and listen. So when you actually step back and start taking that into account and into your life and start actually listening to people and seeing how you can apply their knowledge to you, to gain you further in whatever your endeavor is, whether that be climbing the ladder at where you work, or just being a better father, or better Christian, or whatever you're trying to do, a better shooter, whatever it is, a better fisherman, a better hunter, a better anything, a better mechanic, like whatever you're doing. Nobody knows everything right out the gate. Okay, we're all born. Everything that we learn is a learned trait that was taught to us by somebody. So the fact that I've seen so many channels that I had some respect for, and I'm not going to say anything about like calling people out, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh man, this assassination, this is the start of this and that and the other, and it's time to rise and blah blah blah." You should probably stop watching those channels because they're just going to get you killed, and they're going to leave your family without their protector. You really want to leave your kids, your wife, your grandma, whatever your family unit looks like without you? That's stupid. It's going to get you wrapped up in some bullshit charge before you're ever going to, quote unquote, make a difference. You need to be smart, rational men in times like this and realize that a lot of this stuff is done for political theater and to push agendas. X is worse. It's wild. You're right. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm trying to be realistic with people and use a fucking brain cell and rub two of them together in your brain so you can think. You know what I mean? Sometimes being calm and collected, stepping back and taking a look at the entire situation is better than jumping into it head first with no information behind you. There's a reason why we win so many things militarily. It's because we have amazing intel, we have facts to back it up, we have facial recognition to confirm targets, we have the logistics to back everything up, and we have coordinated strikes. We don't have the manpower. We don't have anything like old traditional war anymore. The only way we win in warfare today is smart warfare, and we're the best at it. So use that knowledge that we've had generationally through the military in real life and put it to those applications. Do a surgical strike, but use your brain. Don't be a dumbass running around with 10 fucking mags and body armor in your back seat, because when they pull you over, you're going to be the nut on the news that everybody looks at and says, oh my God, this guy is crazy. You don't want to be the guy with 6 guns in your car with all this ammo and blah, 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 because you're the guy getting wrapped up and going to go to jail because they're going to think you're nuts. Okay?
Because
And
words
if you,
matter.
yeah, go for it.
Just jumping in there for a second, because the rhetoric is strong. Because words matter. I'm not
Yeah,
striking anybody. Just
fair enough.
for our, at least one agent that's probably listening.
I hope not. Well, maybe they'll be like, oh, this guy's a waste of our time. He's not crazy. But yeah.
But I'm glad you're starting to see it my way. That you recognize that trying to carry a whole loadout with you everywhere is asinine.
Yeah. And I've reduced what I carry. I'm 2 or 3 mags tops. 2 mags on me, 1 extra in the door. If I really can't handle it with that, probably suck at what I'm doing and probably shouldn't be engaging.
I mean, I'm not
Should you be
saying not
engaging?
have.
No. I've deleted a fixed blade off of my EDC, and I added a tourniquet. I added more medical because I've been preaching that. The chances of you using medical supplies out of all your other preps are probably 100% in your lifetime. You're going to meet somebody who slips with an axe and cuts their foot, or you're going to meet somebody that is in a car wreck, a motorcycle accident. You're going to meet a guy who's a hunter who's gutting a deer or something, or like it's really cold, slips, cuts their hand, or gets cut on a barbed wire fence or something. I know, I've done it. I've cut myself. I've cut myself on barbed wire. We have to patch people up. Okay, that's just normal shit.
Yep.
You can be at a
Medical
construction
good.
site and some dude gets a nail ricocheted into his eye. I have a friend that happened to. He got a nail in his fucking eye. The nail gun ricocheted off a knot in the wood. Guess what? The guy didn't need his EDC that day. You know what he needed? He needed to go to the hospital because he had a nail in his eye. It didn't matter what the fuck he had in his waistband. It did. I mean, that's just
True. It's
just
so
saying.
So I have that big ass medical kit in all the cars now.
Yeah, that's awesome. But some people are just crazy, man. Like, it's not like him getting shot was planned behind these events. Right. What about my passenger princess and my chest rig? Yeah, I don't know. What the fudge is going down in this world makes me so worried for my kids. And that's what I was saying in my life. The best thing that you can do for your kids is ingrain your morals and what you feel is right, because the propaganda and the stuff being pushed, especially in the school system, they're pushing the trans stuff, they're pushing the gay stuff, they're pushing the anti-religion stuff. Why? Because that stuff makes you stronger people. And the less strength that people have, the less morals, the less religious ties, the less whatever that may be for you and yours, the easier the population is to control. So the way to counteract that is not be a crazy person spouting about every little 2A thing that happens on the news. And maybe you get out and you go walk 10 miles and you take a trash bag with you and you clean up trash in your community. It's free. People will see what you're doing. You might catch the bug. Okay? You know what? Maybe you decide, "Hey, let's start a community garden here. I'm going to help everybody. Whoever needs food, come and get it." I guarantee if you go tell your church that you want to start a community garden, they will find you a place to do it on the grounds at the church. And everybody, they'll make an announcement. You will get more hands to help you. That garden will flourish. It will feed your community for free. That would have a way better impact than you carrying 20 fucking AR mags and an extra truck gun. And people know who you are and know you're a good person. You know what's really going to help is if you go get on your school board or the board for your town, because then you can actually have some sway and talk about the community and how to help them. Like, oh man, like the water tower needs maintenance. Well, we need to do this and this. Why? Because people need safe water to drink if you live in town. I don't know. Or like, hey, we need to get these pothole fixed. Why? Because people keep running through this fucking pothole. If you can fill a pothole, you're going to help your community more than carrying a plate carrier and 20 mags. under the back seat of your car. Is anybody here active military and wearing a plate carrier every single day? Then you don't need it.
And I'm not telling anybody to not have that stuff discreetly stowed in their vehicle. But I don't think, unless you were on the roof today, that any of that shit would have made a difference. And I don't
Right.
think that I don't even think having your handgun and 3 or 4 mags in your cargo pockets would have done shit for you today.
Nope.
Like, it's not everything, and the kitchen sink is not always a solution. It's not a have every tool always. It's adding or subtracting depending on the scenario. And I know we also, in contrast to that, we don't always get to pick the time and the place. We never get to pick the time and the place that somebody tries to do evil on us.
Right. But
Beyond having the choice to be where we are or not.
right.
But
Which has something to do with you put yourself where you want to be, where you want your family to be, where you want your friends to be. But
I think
there is evil in this world, and I'm not saying back down and just let it walk all over you. You need to be the boulder that withstands the tide every single day, the low and the high, and you're still standing there because you will last years and years and years. And those with actual eyes and those with good hearts will see the efforts that you're putting in. And if they believe in that, they will become their own rock in that shoreline. And you know what? I don't know if I've ever walked on a shoreline and not seen a bunch of rocks together, but that'll be your community. That's what you need. Because if you have a community like that and your kids are getting raised like that, if you have nieces, nephews, whatever, you don't have kids, whatever, you had younger people of your mag, you have 10 people. Not everybody is the same age. If you have your grandpa, if you have your mom, your dad, whatever, if it's your kid, everybody's looking up to somebody in that group. You can be the one with the strong moral compass and values that everybody sees that needs to be taken place in your community, wherever that may be. You can be that beacon of light, and that is how you beat evil. You beat evil through good and kindness and being a good person and not a piece of shit. Not by being the tactical dude running around with 511 pants full of gear. That's not how you make your mark on the world to make the world a better place.
well, and Charlie Kirk, his thing, he had faith, and he will be a martyr for his faith, but also for the American movement that he was trying to push. Um, and the best that we can do to honor that is to turn down the rhetoric and not act crazy. Don't be the people that they believe us to be on the other side, because this his death will be a turning point, no pun intended.
Yep.
It will divide what's left of the left,
Metamorph, I
because
don't know if you're just some retarded fag or what you're doing, but you're being a retarded fag. I don't know what you're doing.
they're they're either going to lean into the crazy, the people that are celebrating this, or they're going to come more to the middle. But
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that. And I'm not saying I EDC stuff. Okay? You guys know. I've said it many times what I got going on. Um, guess what? I carry more than a lot of people. But I realize, okay, me, do I need a fixed blade? No. I'm out of shape. If I had to get into a knife fight, have I had any knife fighting courses? No. So at the end of the day, why in the hell do I need one on my waistband? Guess what? I don't. You know what I do
there's
know how to
just
use? I know how to use a fucking tourniquet. So I put a tourniquet in its place.
yeah, I don't. I understand the utility in a fixed blade knife. Like, I see a lot of people that carry them, not because they're Billy Badass tactical knife guy, but because they work on a ranch or
Yeah.
whatever. You got your hands occupied. Like, drawing that small to medium sized fixed blade is not any harder than pulling out a good sized pocket knife and flicking it open.
Sure, sure. I know guys
But
that carry pliers
I
on
have
their
100%.
waistband. You know.
Yeah, I know some guys carry the little pliers and stuff
Yeah. Hmm.
that aren't necessarily like auto mechanics, where they just have them because,
They're handy for what they do.
yeah,
Yeah. Or a multi-tool.
and
Yeah, I've
it's
seen a
fine.
guy.
I'm not here to judge everybody's EDC. I'm just saying I've lost my point now. But uh, oh, I have zero desire to be in a knife fight.
Yeah.
That's why I carry a gun, and that's why I try to not let people get in knife fighting bubble range
Right.
when they are looking or acting suspicious.
Sitting in invite Warsaw. Yeah.
But
And yeah, I mean, I the amount of
but 100%
people
like
and shows that I've seen today that are pushing that narrative is exactly what the media wanted. That's exactly how you get your gun rights taken away, by running head first into a problem and not knowing what's going on because you didn't stop to look at 360 and look at your environment and see that you were running straight into a bear trap. It's a trap. That's all it is. It's to push. It's to push the gun rights thing. Plain and simple.
I mean, it's everybody's got their different microcosms. You know, their different political ambitions. You know, it's not chess and it's not checkers. It's a game of Go, and
Mm-hmm.
there's infinite moves.
Right. Bearded potato nailed it.
Yeah.
Lashing out is not the solution for now. Best to listen, observe, and prep. Keep watch over who's important to us. Because at the end of the day, we cannot fix our country, and whatever may happen, whether that be economic or whatever, it's going to fail. You know what you can fix? If you have a community with two families, three families, 4 or 5 friends, whatever it is, if you're an old guy and you're pimping out the left wing of the nursing home, if you have that left wing of the nursing home with good people, good morals, and they're helping the community some way and they're stocking however they could stock, that's probably a poor example, but guess what? That left wing of the nursing home is going to do better than that right wing of the nursing home, or your city block, wherever you may be, or your little 10 acres or 10 miles, your area of people that you decide to include with you, and you actually go out and cut wood and help each other rake and garden, and you help each other's kids, you have birthday parties and stuff. That community you grow, wherever that is, whatever's falling around it, that community will stick together and it will make it.
The video is on repeat in my mind, and it's my fault because I watched it like intentionally like 100 times.
Right.
But I'm flipping back to the having your plate carrier, your AR, and all that shit with you wouldn't have done anything today, especially not back in your car. But if
Yeah.
you were in that crowd,
Yeah, I
because
got
as I
I
understand,
got one.
hear me
My
out.
bug got bag.
As
Yeah,
it,
go.
hear me out. As I understand it, campus carry is legal in Utah. So you might have had your pistol on your hip and your britches, whatever. But this seems like it was a very precision strike. Like whoever shot him and only him, and then went away. You know, in contrast to the Pennsylvania shooter, that took a crack at Trump and then just basically magged up until he got eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy easily in his preparation, their time prepping for the opportunity, could have picked out a section of the crowd, and maybe the reason was that they didn't know the political ambitions of the mixed crowd, but they could have picked out a section of people wearing MAGA hats and been like, all right, they're the secondary target, like they could have made the shot on him and then just mag dumped into that general section of the crowd, but they
Right.
didn't. But if they had, and you were in the crowd and not immediately struck, you could have rendered aid to some of those people. That's where you could have made a difference. So that's why medical. If y'all are going to do anything, if this motivates you to spend money on shit, buy more medical equipment.
I 100% agree.
Like if spending money is your outlet, buy more medical stuff, tourniquets, gauze,
Or food
solutions.
you're gonna eat. Um,
Yeah,
I've
you are
also
going to
had
eat.
several mag members check in, Gnostic Nomad, and I'm not dissing you for carrying a knife in your overnight pack. Like if that's your get home rig, I have a fixed blade knife. I have a fixed blade knife
Oh
and a
yeah,
water filter, and a
I
small
mean
shelter.
it makes sense to have a usable all around fixed blade knife like
Right.
with
I
your
mean,
kit. I'm not.
I know people that carry two pistols and a PCC with like 30 mags on them. If you get pulled over with that shit and you're in an event or you're in an area, you're in a city, this is going down, you're probably getting wrapped up at least for the night. And that means you're not going to be helping out those that you care to protect because you're going to be in a jail cell. And if you have a kid or something and you're on the news, CPS is going to come. Okay? Do you want to be looking fucking crazy and have your kid taken away because you had some harebrained idea that you were going to be John Rambo and you haven't even walked 10 miles with your plate carrier and your full load out, but you have it under the back seat of your truck? Okay, if you can't be effective with it, there's no sense in having it with you. If you really, I mean, I'm a crippled fat ass and I can walk 10 miles no problem. I do it all the time. I practice walking with my kit down here. I practice draws from it. I practice outside, you know. I'm a big fat guy and I still get out and exercise and work and I can do 100 push-ups. Okay? There's people that say this stuff and they're going to be Billy Badass and they can't do 100 fucking push-ups, let alone with a plate carrier on. Okay? Does that mean you're a badass? Just having equipment does not equate to skill and or the fitness to use it.
You guys
If
hear
you're
me?
carrying 3 fucking fixed blades and you haven't taken a knife fighting course, you could probably take them off your fucking belt. Okay? Go for it.
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
5x5.
Mic check. Yeah. You know what that is, right? Top, up top.
Yeah. What up?
It's not because they have the sheer will and potential to do it. It's because they haven't fucking built muscle in their arms. Because they have more weight on their central chest area than they do on their arms.
So do I. But I do shit. You know.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying the average Joe out there is probably skinny. And it's like what, probably 180, 200 pounds or something like that. They haven't even probably built muscle in their arms.
Yeah.
You know, it's the easiest way to build muscle, and it's not just push-ups. You know, it's the simplest way to do it.
Go for it.
Pushing a log up and down on your arms. Just literally lay on the floor and just push the log up and down.
There you go.
Yeah, but will that
Down
give
for
you
that.
functional strength?
What's up?
I said, yeah, but does that functional strength?
Yeah. I mean, you got.
I tell you what. You know what'll whip you is if you have to haul fucking 5-gallon buckets of water to cows in the winter. You will be smoked when you can't get water to cows because it's frozen over and you got to haul the water to them. That's some real fucking muscles. Or fucking chucking hay bales. Holy shit.
You think that's bad? If you don't have muscle on your back or around your waist or stomach, you know what's the worst thing to be carrying right now?
Send it.
This dick.
No, a full loaded rucksack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it has a metal frame, metal frame on it.
Hey, your hips and shit will start hurting.
Yeah. And there's a reason why, for that reason, I don't carry a full rucksack. And if you know your body and you know that, you probably should tone it down to your level of what you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Gnostic said 3 fixed blades. Does this guy think he's Blade? That's hilarious.
Yeah. You know, it's actually a good tool to have, actually, besides a knife.
Go for it.
I don't know if you've seen them. You've seen those combat axes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think SOG produces one, and it's really good, actually. You could actually attach to a molly piece.
Yeah, I got that O hatchet. That thing's pretty handy.
Well, if
I
you
use
need
the shit out of that.
if you need like to break a door entry, like say if you're in a shit hit the fan scenario and need to get through a doorway, that's usually the best thing to have.
Yeah. But we're not prepping for the end of days. We're prepping for next Tuesday.
And next Tuesday, I'm turning around and walking the other way and avoiding the shit.
Yeah.
If you can avoid it. That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
Not-
If you can. avoid
99% of the time you can.
Who else is on the panel? We got Justin B, lawfully armed, and we got Patriot from Warsaw. Teresa B.
it. Yeah, I guess you've heard about the whole incident with Kirk.
Yeah. Seen the unedited video very quickly after it was released.
I'm still pretty sickened by that, dude. It's fucking messed up.
That
And
was-
here's the kicker. Here's the weird thing. All right, today's the 10th, right?
Mhm.
What's tomorrow? It's fucking 9/11.
Yeah, we should be on a heightened sense of awareness, but instead of having a full kit, maybe you have a pair of running shoes and, be able to move. Maybe you have some extra water in your car. Maybe you have some extra calories in case you got to hunker down for a day. Maybe you got an extra $100 or $40 in your wallet. So if the gas pump goes down, card reader goes down, you can still get gas to get out of a bad situation. And I think Rule 2RC said something like that similar earlier this evening. He's 100% right, and guys should check him out. He's actually a super nice guy. I need to have him on here one of these days. But
What's that?
Rule 2RC, he's a good dude.
Oh,
Yeah, he's doing a lot of videos this month for Preparedness Month. But yeah, so to the people that I see that are freaking out and doing that kind of stuff, and if you see somebody doing that, you need to grab them, hold them by the shoulders, and give them a slap in the face and say, listen to what you're saying. You sound like a crazy person. We can be preppers. We can be gun enthusiasts. We can be prepared citizens. We can be security, whatever it may be, and do it knowledgeably, respectively, and not out of a place of fear. Right?
Mm-hmm.
be prepared, not afraid.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, man.
I feel like there's a lot of hysteria in the gun community because of that, and they're doing it to make money.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of channels that I had some respect for and say, "Oh my God, the end is nigh," and blah blah blah, and it's time to spark civil war. Get all your kit on. All right, go out your front door. Now, what are you doing after you have all your kit on? You're standing there like a moron. Okay, you're gonna go drive somewhere. What are you doing after you drive somewhere? Oh, you have your kit on. You forgot your wallet. How are you gonna drive anywhere else, you idiot? Do you have enough food to march for a month with you?
And God forbid what state you're in, you're doing that. Next thing you know, you've got a felony on you possibly.
Yeah. With all this popping off, everybody has heightened sense of awareness. People are going to turn your ass in, and you're going to be on the 5 o'clock news as a nut.
And all
and
it takes
anybody,
is one,
yeah,
and
and
district attorney.
Right. And especially if you're in a state where you're going to get wrapped up like that. All it takes is that showing you, and then if you have anybody in your mag or anybody who had any sort of respect for you or took your advice, they're going to look at you like you're crazy and drop the advice. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to kill more people, because the main thing I preach here is stacking food, stacking medical, and building a community and learning how to use all your shit. Being self-sufficient. So if I'm running around fully kitted up and, oh man, it's going down, blah, 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 and then I get wrapped up, and then I'm in jail, and then I can't pay my bills, and then CPS comes and takes my kid, my entire world and my sense of fucking prepping is useless, because I just ruined everybody's life that I was trying to protect.
And let's just be frank, nobody wants to be in a cell, and also your only two-way form of communication is through an attorney.
Right. You're not doing anybody that you love any good in that situation.
Yep.
Anybody got any thoughts on that? I feel like I'm flapping my gums too much.
Actually, I do have some similar on topic. You guys see about that Ukrainian refugee, since we're talking about Kirk?
Yeah.
That situation there, you're getting released 59 times out of prison for charges that you're still getting released. Like, fucking A, man. Catch and release. Honestly, I think Trump needs to go after the fucking prosecutor and the whole justice system where that criminal was released.
Yeah, that's disgusting, and that's crappy blue politics for you. And if you don't like that stuff, and you're going to sit here and bitch about it, especially somebody who has free time, like if you're elderly and retired or whatever, if you're going to say you're helping the community out, you should probably go and start working in politics or something whether it be on the most local level possible. Maybe you're not the politician, but maybe you're, I don't know, the secretary, or maybe you're the janitor for the facility, or whatever. You're helping the community whatever which way possible forward. And if you're getting your opinion in there, or maybe you can't be on county board, town board, whatever, maybe you can get on the school board.
Or even being a reporter and you're exposed and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's actually
I
helpful.
mean, there's so many people that sit around and don't do shit but bitch about everything, especially people that like don't vote, and then they're like they bitch about it.
Well, I mean, you have a right to bitch
Literally,
about it if it's an injustice.
right? But if you're not doing anything to improve it, and you're just sitting there complaining, and you're getting frustrated, and you're wasting your mind and calorie and your blood pressure on getting angry over something that you could influence a little bit, you could go help. You can volunteer your time. Like at voting, you could be one of those people that help people get the voting ballots and take a number and blah, 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 get to this, taking them pins without saying a word.
Well, not only that, off top, I don't know if you saw the video, but you literally had four people around that woman, and nobody wanted to pitch in, like out of fear. But no, it's like just as a human being, all right, in your moral sense, if you see shit like that, you have to step in, all right. I don't care who you are, but you would have to help another human being just by being around them.
Sure.
It doesn't matter your skin tone, your religion, your background. Just help them out, for fuck's sake.
Right. And the fact that nobody did that on that train is disgusting.
I have yet to find one concise edit of that video, like start to finish. So I'm willing to concede that possibly why there was not immediate intervention. I mean, not
apart
like
from
once the stabbing happened. Yeah, I don't think that the three people that are getting hated on immediately recognized that she had been stabbed.
Right. I agree with you.
Dead.
I don't think she knew she was stabbed until right before she passed out. That whole time she was holding her face, I don't think she knew she was leaking.
I think you're right.
No,
I mean, it's a cerebral artery, but still,
differently to stabs.
Right. And shock and blah, 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 and your adrenaline, your fight or flight kicks in. But yeah, I think you're right.
Then I'm also willing to take into consideration, and maybe this is presumptuous on my part because I don't live in the hood, but my understanding is people in rough neighborhoods are a little more socially calloused to strangers.
Right.
So by the time that they realize, like, oh, this lady's leaking and he's not going to come back and stab me, she had already lost more blood than they knew what to do with it. So if you're not mentally and emotionally prepared to jump in and try and do medical intervention for somebody, I mean, you're not any help. So, I mean, just that one guy that did finally come running back from the front of the bus that took his shirt off or started to take his shirt off. And then I think he even realized, like, oh, she's bled more than I can do anything with this T-shirt.
Right.
Because he turned around and put his shirt back on.
I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, if you have a backpack full of, like, med kit or something, I mean, it's not the best tool, but theoretically, if that ever happens to anybody, could duct tape work with, like, a T-shirt or something?
I mean, probably better than nothing, but I think that really pushes the point.
Else, I'm saying.
I think that really pushes the point for the chest seals, which is something I really want to work into my EDC because I know guys that get, branches through them, whatever, or they fall.
The chest seal is for the chest seal is for the pleural space. Like you want that for the literally the chest cavity.
If it's cerebral artery or neck injury, that's like something you need to close up immediately with some duct tape or something.
Yeah, I really don't think most of us carry anything for that. But
you try to pack those junctions.
Right.
That'd be like you need pressure because you can't cork it off. Like you literally can't put a tourniquet on their neck.
Right.
But you could, if you had a Slishman and some gauze, you could jam as much of that gauze and pressure in on direct pressure on the puncture wound, and then try and kind of like wrap their wing,
right,
just to be sure that pressure stays on. But really, in both of these incidents that everybody's wanting to talk about, the lady on the bus and Charlie Kirk today, I mean, you would have needed immediate direct pressure to keep whatever they had left in there, and then you would have needed to get them on
like a transfusion.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, like you would have needed to start bagging them with blood quick.
Right.
Yeah.
and well, before even any of that, you would have needed the training to know what the fuck to do.
Right. And in that, really not a whole lot of training you can do without being in the back of an ambulance, like in a second.
Like
But,
with those two, like it was all bad. But I
right.
mean, medical training is important.
Which maybe if you want to push something, maybe you don't like the armed security or whatever on trains, maybe having somebody with medical training on site, kind of like an EMT, might be kind of handy. That might be something you could get pushed in, or like at your schools. Maybe if you have a rapid response EMT type personnel, it could be volunteer fire department, kind of like they do with the police. Like a lot of resource officers are police officers that are moonlighting one day, or they rotate out on the force, whatever. Maybe you try and get on the school board or vote that in and say, hey, uh, if some bad stuff were to happen, I would really, really love a trained professional, and maybe you could rotate in a person off the fire department every week or every other day. You know,
Wh-
that would be awesome because you're adding extra medical knowledge to the staff in the building at a location like that.
I mean, trains, they don't have medical staff, but what do they call them? They're not police officers. I forget the hell they're called on trains.
School resource officer. Oh, you're talking like I
Ah,
got
shit.
you
I'm
on
talking like
trains.
school, but yeah, like
Conductors. That's what they are. Conductors.
right, and they're just driving. But like if like they had the National Guard at one of them, and they weren't doing anything. Blah blah blah. Extra police presence. You know what? You might be able to get past, especially in a bluer area. A medical dude. You get a medical dude, no gun on their hip, literally just a bag to help somebody. I very rarely could see an instance where somebody would vote against that. Just saying.
Well, that's why I've advocated for as part of the back to school, where the teachers go in for like professional development week or whatever before the school year starts. They're already there anyways. They're getting paid. What's 15 or 20 minutes on a refresher course and throw them a Swishman. Like it's
Right.
a
Right.
buy. You know, the school district puts their money together, buys five for every classroom. Law of averages. Probably we'll never use them, but if we do, they'll have paid infinite dividends.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course,
I,
in that having that discussion with some relatives that are um, in education, turns out you already, as a teacher in Arkansas, you get certified in uh, words. We did this too late.
First aid.
Yeah, CPR and um,
First aid level.
all the Red Cross certifications.
right.
Yeah, like level 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I do like this thing that Gnostic Nomad said. We guard the country one front and backyard at a time. Just saying, that'd be a better spot for you to be at than not. Sometimes the best offense is having a really good defense.
Um, I have a question for you guys. So all of you guys on the panel, but also the side chat.
Let's do it.
This is kind of a poll question, but tomorrow's 9/11, so I don't know how this is going to play out. Do you think we're going to amend, break away the divide that's in our country, or do you think it's just going to progress and get worse?
Well, think about it. They have multiple divides. I mean, skinny and fat people, color, race. They have religion. They have you like this football team, you like that football team. Like they've literally put you watch Netflix and I watch Hulu. They put literally every single thing that you could divide a person with, and so somebody can get on one side or the other in this country. So that way, it is impossible for people to unify.
Yes,
By design.
it's bred into society at this point. It's literally bred in.
Yeah,
It's
like
literally bred in.
you like pop music, you like rock music, you like country music. That you like
The
Florida
United
music,
States has never
right.
the United States has never entirely been a homogenous society.
No.
We've always had our divisions, but
No,
they were never so great at the national level that it kept us from cooperating.
And they pushed that. They pushed it to that point.
But how much you want to bet if on 9/11? I'm just saying this. Like, do you think something politically is going to happen again, kind of like with Kirk or some other bullshit?
I don't know. That all depends on whether
I
or
mean,
not
God forbid. I'm saying I'm
the
just
deep state.
hypothetically thinking this.
I mean, as far as division in this country, you have to start within your own heart. I mean, you have to decide what stuff is worth hating somebody else over.
I agree.
I know there are topics or subjects that we all draw a line on where we definitively decide someone is our enemy, that there's no reconciling that with them. But God, it can't keep being over every little thing.
Right.
I just want this country to heal, but I think my wish will not
And
always.
it won't until we turn the rhetoric down. And that's what I'm saying. If you walk around, and I'm guilty of it, but like when you categorize someone,
Yep.
and it may be off of it may be a title or a subject that they self-proclaim, but when you villainize it, then
It's kind of like
I mean,
it's like the media. You're
you
not wrong about that. It's like the fucking CNN media and everything going on.
But see, what'd you say right there? You just said the CNN media, which is a microaggression towards CNN because it's something that we don't believe in. Just that. Uh, and I'm not saying
Well,
you're wrong. I don't agree with what CNN reports. I don't agree with Fox News reports either. Quite frankly, I think every news organization is propaganda, and I think they all suck.
it's not
Uh,
the it's propaganda, but here's the difference between news versus actual news. Like news was supposed to be like just, hey, how's your day going? How was this and all that. Now you got political opinions just going left and right, and now they're just telling you what they're not telling you.
exactly. To divide. The only I don't think this, and I think this is a question on somebody else's panel that I was on. I think it might have been on Hudson Valley Preparedness, and I didn't get to finish my thought. Literally, the only thing you can do, we're not going to save this country. What you can do is circle the wagons with people that you decide to spend your time with, and all those people are your community. You can make your community survive and thrive out of anything. Look at the Amish. Look at anybody in history that's in an area that everything around them has collapsed and crumbled and changed. Look at the old 100-year-old farmer that had a city built around him and he never sold his farm. Like the country song Daddy Won't Sell the Farm. Literally the people that do that and do not bend and do not yield their morals and their beliefs, and the people around them do the same thing, that community will make it. We cannot save the entire country because we are not the deep state. We're the tax cattle for them. We cannot fix it because we do not have the ability and even the illusion of the ability to fix it. Okay, that's what they give you. They don't give you the actual tools to fix the solution. They don't give you the tools in your tool belt to fix it. They don't. They give you the illusion of having a tool, and you go to grab it, and it's like a hologram. What you can do is you can build up your community with as many people as you can that are like-minded and have the same beliefs as you and are good people. That community will make it. And as big as you can make your community, if you can make it 1,000 people, God bless you.
Yeah.
You're doing great. But the country is not going to be saved. Eventually everything fails. Look at what happens in the Middle East or in Africa when tribes go to war or whatever.
Or
If,
look at Latin America. Look how fucked
yeah,
up those countries are now.
you know where it's going to make it. Everything might change around you, but if you have 10, 20, 30, 100 people and you're all on the same mindset and you all decide to plant your feet and grow your roots right there and not be washed away in the filth and the evil, that's all you can do. That's it. You can't fix the country, but you can fix and help people around you.
Um, I got to leave off in a little bit, but we'll leave off with this. Off the top, you probably heard this, but you're right 100% on this. Just take care of communities and all that. You know how America has actually inspired other nations around us. You know who's actually now trying to be like us now?
Lay it
Take a
on me.
guess.
Uh,
Our Canadian brothers and sisters in the six provinces: Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, British Columbia,
yeah,
and Quebec. So all those provinces up there, they're thinking about actually seceding and joining the states. They're
yeah,
actually going to make it happen.
I dig it.
Alberta too. Just got to see how they are going to handle being Canadians, I guess, and try to separate.
Yep. You know what? And that's them deciding that they're standing with the morals and they believe in this. That's how you do it, man. I do want to hit a couple of these in the chat here. Where was it? Rip Curl had a good one. I need to find it. Damn. You guys continue while I scroll. There's a lot of comments up here I missed.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly hang with you guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, Mark Top.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
Hey, appreciate you.
There's a lot of world
Be safe
happening
tomorrow.
right now. I'm watching that I can't fix either. But
before I hop off, shit, I just remember now. My friend on one of the Discord server here, he actually sent me a link. Apparently, Nepal out of Asia was actually they were doing a internet suppression ban, like social media was like going to be banned in Nepal, and now they got fucking riots going off.
yeah,
Yeah,
they went off.
Nepal completely collapsed.
Yep, they burnt all the Parliament building. I think they
Truck
actually
boy through the street in his underwear, like it went to shit.
Yeah, they took out their people of government. Like they torched the prime minister's wife. Like she's unalived.
It's a communist country now, if I've been told, right?
I don't know what the power vacuum is going to be filled by, but
No.
But you know what the number is? I wouldn't be surprised.
It's next to China. It wouldn't surprise me if China's influenced Nepal.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's an anarchy.
Not looking good for them.
Yeah,
at all.
Anywho, I gotta hop off. Thanks again, Muff Top.
Deuces, man. Thanks for hopping in.
Anytime. Hey, feel free to chat with me anytime, man.
Yeah, man. I got you. Same. I lost it, Rip, but you were saying how you stop the bleed even if you don't. You attempt to stop it. Yeah, I agree. The guy should have tried with the shirt. If it was me, I would have given it my all until I knew better professional than I saying, hey, your efforts are here's a gold star, but we couldn't do nothing with it.
Put your Honda hat on for a second. Remember last week we saw the proclamation that they were going to amp up Planeteer or whatever and monitor all the social media and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With I forget the term he used, but he was talking about the Israeli grade monitoring or whatever.
Yeah.
What if that intentionally coincides with today's events and they're looking to put a number to everyone's name spouting right-wing rhetoric or any sort of extremism from either side?
Yeah, but they will use these events to divide us even more. Like Rip Curl said, I 100% agree, and this is exactly what I want. Sassy 7. TMT, I'm not afraid, I'm determined, and that is the mindset you need. I 100% agree with that. Thank you, Sassy.
Lead by example.
Right. There's
be a shining example.
Yeah, go for it.
Be a shining example of an upstanding citizen to your community.
Right. I agree. If more people see you being a good person, they'll catch the bug. I've seen it. If I'm having a bad day and I just start doing a bunch of good stuff, eventually it turns around to having a decent day. I've seen it in the community. I've seen it at church. I've seen it all kinds of things, all kinds of events. But there's even stuff that I'm trying to get a message across, and even in this chat, some shit's coming contradicting and literally just adding fuel to the fire, a fire that's actually fucking useless. So we're not going to hit everybody, and not everybody's going to be on the same mindset.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Right.
I don't see Sassy. That's because she's messaging on Rumble, baby. We got 3 watching on Rumble, 18 on the YouTube, 21 total. We appreciate y'all. We are going to have some exclusive event. Let me drop a sneak peek here. Velocitus is a ammo manufacturer. Velocitus Systems, Bullet Systems. They are a U.S. American-made company, and they make ammo. And he sent over to the channel his VX9 ammunition. It's a premier self-defense round. It is a copper round. It's a 96 grain 9mm, and I am working currently on. I was going to have somebody try and 3D print a muffin ballistic gel but we found out the ballistic gel is actually going to get too hot for the resin, so it wouldn't actually work as a mold. So I might buy like a gummy bear mold or something. I thought it'd be sweet to have a muffin mold. That will be a
Make
Rumble exclusive video.
make
That
a make a negative out of plaster.
that'd be cool. But yeah, so anyway, the guy was cool enough. He's a small company. I've
You're
seen
gonna
him.
you're gonna throw up a link to his info in the collaboration tab on Discord.
I should do that. He has a website.
That'd be cool.
That's a good idea, actually.
What state is he out of?
I think I don't want to. I don't want to say something to sound like a fucking moron.
Oh.
I think it was Texas, but I'm not sure.
Well, fuck.
Or get nuked.
It's shipping from there.
Why are we getting nuked?
I said or get nuked.
Oh, right.
You're like hyper worried about TOS stuff.
Right. Ooh.
So if he's out of close to me, so.
Contact. Let me scroll down on this page here. I'll drop this link in the Discord. Yeah, he's out of Texas.
Oh yeah.
So I thought Dallas, Texas is the headquarters. But yeah, super cool dude. I see he does this on some other channels and stuff. I'll drop this in the collab tab on the Discord. So I'm trying to find a way to film this because I've seen some other people with their videos and stuff, and I like the expansion of their rounds. It's pretty cool. I just like to get some gel or something, but I might just fill up a bunch of like water jugs so we can try and catch some of the hollow points and check them out.
Water jugs work pretty good for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
If it's that solid copper stuff, it's not going to expand. You'll catch the bullet, but you're not going to have like pretty petals to look at.
I've seen it expand. It has 3 pieces that come out. I actually watched a guy who took it out of a spot. It's pretty fucking sweet.
So it's the machined.
Nice.
Yeah.
I dropped his deal in the thing.
Yeah, I'm already in it.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. Because I'm super on board for anything American made. As you guys know, I pimped out like the Modern Frontiersman, all of his handmade leather. I pimp out everybody I can, especially hardworking Americans doing American stuff, supporting American companies with their materials, with their manufacturing, with their jobs. Just like SOE, man. Like that guy's awesome. I'll pimp out every American made company I can because that's where we should be making shit is in America. So, what up, Grit? But yeah, if this is a video you're not going to find on the internet, and I tried to take a chill pill on it, but everything I see trying to add fear and fuel to the fire is exactly what people want, and people need to take a step back, breathe, be a good person, and not a piece of shit, and go forth and do better. And I'd like to challenge everybody to do that. Getting all fired up and saying, oh, this, that, and the other, and you're going to carry 3 backpacks full of 2A shit and like 40 knives. Dumbest thing you could do. Literally playing right into the hands, and then you think you're going to be Billy Badass, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? You might be Billy Badass, you might be John Wick, but if you're locked up, you're not going to be able to help us. So, just saying.
You be in the back of the paddy wagon hollering, I'm a patsy.
Yeah. You do nobody good, locked down. Alaska on lock? What? But bro, Temu has such great gears on tactical gear and medical equipment. Yeah, don't do that. You guys know my stance on that. And good Lord. Quality. You know what you really should be, and okay, I want to throw this out to you guys because this is what I'm really prepping on. You guys know I've been preaching the food thing forever, and I will keep stacking food until I'm dead. But the big thing that I'm stacking and trying to change is getting the stuff to put in a couple hand drilled wells. Because if you have an area where you can hit the water table, you can put a hand drilled well in. Even if you live in town, check your local and municipal uh, deals. But as long as it's not drilled, you can't actually damage city infrastructure. So if you do it by hand, you just twist it down, pull it up, knock the dirt out, twist it down. I know people that have done that. I'm seeing the formations of water wars. Bill Gates, Nestle, Coca Cola, somebody else. A lot of big water companies are buying the rights and all that to water. So I think you need to be digging ponds because if it's going to be a natural pond, I think actually Pinball Preparedness ran into this where they tried to zone his pond that he dug himself as a natural pond that they could use for like fires and stuff. Which Justin B, you had a question with that as well. If it's a pond you dig by yourself and you keep it from maintaining as a pond, like you have a liner and all that, it's a big thing. I think you need to be able to store water now. I think you need to. I don't care if you go buy a pool, dig it, and then fill it with concrete, so you have a nice base and it's going to last there a long time.
Retain
What?
if you have property, retain as much fucking water on it as you can.
Right. Because that is going to be something they're the 2030 agenda. They're literally following the playbook. You are going to pay for water. You're going to pay for water more than you do now, and it's going to be expensive. And they're going to price people out. And how they're going to do it is it's going to get to the point where you have your universal basic income when you lose a bunch of jobs and then people can't, things become unaffordable. The That's just AI, blah blah blah, all that crap. The own nothing and be happy. That's going to be part of it. Like your universal water ticket for the week or whatever is probably going to be a thing. The next thing I'm prepping, and if you've seen it and heard it, I've said it here before. When tech giants and everybody else is adding nuclear power plants, is adding giant power plants, is reactivating 3 Mile Island because we need that much power, and literally people like Elon Musk have said it's going to take at least 40% of the electric off the market. That means they need that much just to run their shit. They're not going to give it to us. So you need to become energy independent. I am stacking so much solar generators and blah, 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 that setting up solar systems. So the big long term things that I'm focused on for the next 5 years is my community. And if everybody in my community does this and impacts themselves and they can keep some sort of power and water efficiency to themselves, we have that many families doing the same thing, we're probably okay. We're going to be okay. Everybody's getting some kind of solar. Everybody's getting some sort of water. Either you're doing a pond or you're doing the hand well, right? That's the stuff I'm focusing on because I'm prepped enough. I don't have to worry about if fucking a bomb goes off and I need to go to Walmart and max out my credit card on food. Okay, I'm past that point. Do I want that last run? Yeah. Who doesn't want to top off? Who wouldn't want to go get a flat of stuff? You know what I mean? Like Bear Independent did in COVID. You remember he went and loaded up his work truck with those dollies at like Sam's Club or whatever, with all the rice and beans and all the salt and like all that stuff, and he squatted his work truck. That was his last run because he thought it was go time. If everybody here didn't do some sort of major prep like that, even just going to the store with your last $100 bill, whatever. I went and put stuff on a credit card. I bought respirators. I bought a bunch of medical stuff. I bought a bunch of food and disinfecting supplies, whatever. If you didn't do that then, you're probably never going to prep now. If you didn't bug out and you were old enough to and during like 9/11, you're probably never going to bug out. So get your shit lined up at home. My long-term, my 5-year plan is solar and water independence because that's about to be charged out the ass. If they're going to need roughly 50% of our crappy grid and they're adding nuclear sites and extra giant solar farms and wind farms, and Elon Musk literally bought a power plant from Germany and is shipping it to the US to install, to hook up to his plant. He literally bought a power plant to run his plant. you don't think your electric rates are going to go up if 40% of the electrics all of a sudden siphoned to run these things?
Well, and a little side note for that is because he knows that the grid is trash. So if he can bring that in, and front the cost for it, and run it right, then he doesn't have
Yeah,
to
he's
worry
just
about
vertically integrating it.
Yeah,
his
but
power.
it's basic supply and demand. If the demand for electric goes high, the supply is not going to come to our shit,
No,
and it's going to make whatever else we can get. It's going to get overworked on our shitty grid, so better reason for failure. Two, it's going to cost more. So if you're having issues trying to make it now and you're side hustling and stuff now, if you don't think buying another AR-15 with a scope on it or a red dot whatever over a solar generator right now is a good move, you are literally setting yourself up for failure, and you're going to have to sell all those pew pews just to keep the lights on, and then when you run out of shit to sell, you're going to be SOL. The
Or
demand for this stuff is going to go way up, and right now it's pretty cheap. Go for it.
or be involved in your local politics and elect people that will wisely reinvest into our infrastructure rather than getting into additional foreign wars. And then you don't have to buy the Chinese solar generator. And I'm
I
not saying don't have
like that
one,
option.
but
I like that option. You can do both. Grit said she has to drill 500 foot here before they hit water. Yeah, see, tapping for water probably don't work very good for you. You're all rain and melting snow.
I was just sitting here thinking if you're drilling a well by hand, you're probably real popular with the ladies.
Yes, I can make anything wet. No, you can tap. I think you can get if you get about 8 to 16 foot here, you hit aquifer, depending on where you're at. So you're good.
I mean, it's really easy to tap water where I am,
Right.
but I mean,
You're
the
like 3 foot and you're in.
water down there is so fucking. Ugh.
Right. That's where I realistically see everything needing prepped. That's where I'm looking forward. But I prep different. I'm also younger and more prepped up than half the old people I talk to. So, I mean, I might be retarded. I might be pretty smart. I don't know. Roll the dice and see what you think. McFister. I'm so glad I read that. That is very true. They're gonna control all the power. It's literally in the playbook for the Agenda 2030. Things are gonna get ramped up 2027. It's gonna be crazy, man. Like literally the next 5 to 10 years for humanity and history and the things that are going to change is going to be crazy. Like I lived through the birth of the internet and Google and the cell phone. I can't even imagine what the next 10 years is going to be. Like literally Bill Gates said that cell phone, you won't need a cell phone. You're going to have a digital tattoo. That's your communication. That's like the brain chip. That's like whatever. It's literally Mark of the Beast shit. But they're basically telling you that we are going to be integrated with technology.
Whether you like it or not.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'll resist until the point where I can't buy seeds and store rainwater to water my shit. And the more you can set yourself up to be independent now, so they shut off the power to everybody in town. Okay, cool. Muffin Top still got power. They shut off. Of course, you're retarded, TMT. Thanks, Gen X. But I'm your friend. I'll be your friend. Some are like 1,000 feet down. Yeah, it just depends where you're at. Like here, I can do a hand well and hit water and be fine. Check your local shit. Okay, if you don't have a plan for water, I just said go make a pond. If it's a man-made pond, you'd probably be able to keep it. Nope, not that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm prepping. I'm also prepping my community not to be pieces of shit and good people. So That's me. That's where I'm at. That's what I'd like to think. My main message getting through is be a good person and don't be fearful in this world of shitty people, man. If you think you're Billy Badass and you got all this guns and knives and shit, maybe you go take a class and find out you're not Billy Badass. Actually get training. If you have all that stuff and you don't have a medical training under your belt, even basic Red Cross does free training every month. They do CPR, they do defibrillator training, they do all kinds of stuff.
They do it all over the place too.
Yeah, dude. If you do all that stuff, cool. Get in the community somehow. Get on the community board. Go to all the town meetings, whatever, your city council. Go to that shit. Go to all the. If you don't have people in school and you want to be involved with the education system and what they're teaching our kids, go to the meetings that are provided for the public. They're not just for parents, it's open to public. Go to it, see what they're trying to teach people, look at the curriculum, blah, blah, blah. That's your tax dollars, even if you don't have kids. Your tax dollars go into that system and they're raising those kids. You have some say over that.
And they're raising your taxes. You might as well.
Yeah. If you don't like how they're being spent and you're going to sit here and bitch about how the kids are being brainwashed and stuff, and yet you're too lazy, you can't go to a once a month meeting for a couple hours, are you serious? Sitting on your ass here behind a computer for a couple hours is more important than going and actually having an impact where your tax dollars go. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And most it's free. Literally just getting there. You just have to get your ass there and not be a lazy piece of shit and be able to go somewhere at a certain time. Just saying, guys. I mean, that's where it starts. Or if you really hate whatever and blah, 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 go join the sheriff's department because they're actually going to be able to have some say over your local place. If you're, I'm so sick of people, and there's reasons why I don't talk to some people anymore. It's because they literally sit here and bitch, 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 and then I see them every single time not do a thing, and they keep doing the same thing they're doing forever. And it's not directed at any one person or anything like that. Like there's reason, like people in my life, like I've cut out part of my family for talking. Like I haven't seen part of my family for almost 20 years. I've cut them from my life completely because I wasn't what they were about. I have different morals. I have different viewpoints. I will not do what they're doing. It's not for me, and it's not what I want my people around. If you can't do that to people that you're not even related to in your life and put yourself around people that you think is going to make you better and make you a better person, and if you can't go and help your community out, if you're too fucking lazy, you can't go volunteer at like a nursing home or something, or I don't know, helping people like unloading trucks at a Goodwill. I don't know, whatever, something to actually help your community. And you're going to sit here like a troll from South Park typing on the computer, like, I'm so awesome and blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to cuss at everybody on the internet and all this crap. You're literally not helping anybody. You're literally just adding fuel to the fire to make somebody else's day shitty. It's just going to make things worse. You have to go out and be a good person. Stop the bleeds are usually free. You're right, Gnostic. Look up what's happening in Hillsboro, Oregon. The data centers are going to take over all the power, water, land, and homes. Yeah, and not to mention it takes a ton of area to do all that. A lot of data centers are buying up land right now and farms and all kinds of shit. And literally, when they go there, whatever they're making is going to, they're never going to be able to farm that land again. It's going to become like basically toxic. The frequencies aren't going to allow plants to grow. Like all that stuff is not good for the environment. So I don't know, man. That's all I got to say. Closing statement.
Everybody who's still here, let's get one last bake off in. Type exclamation point with no space, the word bake off, and then space and the number of muffins you want to wager. If you're new to the channel, you probably only have 15 or 20 to start with.
Right. But when we hit 1,000 subs, this is the currency we'll use for my giveaway, and I'm giving away 10 prizes. So that is the name of the game. Appreciate everybody being.
You earn muffins by commenting in the live stream and playing the mini games.
Yep.
And you lose by wagering all your shit.
Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bake Offs are a gamble.
Yep. Muffin Top just
The
dropped
hunts,
50K in there for you guys. The hunts are guaranteed, right? Because you can't lose any on it.
Yeah, they're guaranteed.
you don't always get something, but you don't lose anything.
Oh, no, I haven't played in 3 months.
Yeah, see,
But
there's
on that.
these bills being passed for like the thermostats and stuff. Same thing with your water heater. Same thing with. Eventually, it's not going to be voluntary. Just so you guys know, it's literally already in the programming, just like your cars. Eventually, you're going to be like, "Oh, I have my green credits. I can drive 3 days a week, but I need to work for 5." And you try to drive your car the 4th day, and it's shut down. Literally, all that stuff's already in place. It is. They just have to implement it. Gen X, try and you'll see. You can type exclamation point muffins to see how many muffins that you currently have. I had no currency last giveaway. Dumb BDG, you messed up, brother. But yeah, I'm so sick of the 2A community bitching and not actually doing anything. And that's not like a call to arms, but like bitching and saying they're going to do all this shit and they go buy a bunch of pew pew related stuff and then it just sits in a cabinet. Okay. You could have bought a solar generator and plugged it into your refrigerator and your freezer and not had to pay for those running electricity anymore. It would literally help you. And if you lost power and everybody lost power, your shit would still be running just fine. You would literally save money, reduce your bills, and make your freezer and your refrigerator more grid resistant. Literally for the same price of buying another gun. One of your best investments, food that you eat every day. I have like a fucking cow in a freezer. If I lose that, you know how much money that is today? It's a lot of money. Okay, you got a cow, a pig, a deer, a couple turkeys, a couple hams in your freezer. That's a lot of protein, dude. That's a lot of money. With inflation hitting, you got a whole thing of freaking bacon in there. I don't want to lose a whole freaking slab of bacon. Just saying.
Just big bucks these days.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand some of the community anymore, man. That's just why I don't hang out with anybody. Like you're bitching about food insecurity and you don't have a garden. Fucking start a garden. You people are like, oh well, how much? Blah blah blah, and they're like, all the preppers say, get your chickens, get your rabbits. Guess what? Muffin Top got the garden. Guess what? Muffin Top got the chickens. Guess what? Muffin Top's getting the pond. Guess what? Muffin Top's setting up the mini aquaponic system. Guess what? I'm getting rabbits. Like, it's going to happen. I'm not just saying this shit like half the other people, like Canadian Prepper, like, buy all this shit and you'll be fine. You would be way better off with shit that you're actually working on at your place. I would love to build a huge temp smoker. That would be awesome. Garden and home preps before pew pew. I have a hunting license. Yeah. And then have a freezer to put it in. Learn how to cut it up yourself. Learn how to process it yourself. Buy a grinder. You can buy them dirt cheap on Facebook right now.
See somebody in Connecticut spray painted the squirrels?
What? No, I did not.
Why?
I don't know. Somebody spray painted one red and one blue. They're running around
Very interesting.
looking like N64 characters.
Hell yeah. Conquer's Bad Fur Day, bro. That's a great one.
Red versus blue.
Hell yeah. It was nice. We had a couple people drop in the Discord. This is where you can look at a couple other things. By the way, I seen it somewhere. A couple of other articles. You guys mentioned it last time. I was saying something about stacking rice for everybody. What is the brand of rice that's being called out for having plastic rice right now?
This is
I
a
don't
great.
know.
Yeah, they're literally China is literally pumping out counterfeit rice. I
I don't
seen
know
a
how you fuck up and buy rice from China when we export rice to China.
I
So
don't know. I'm just telling you, there's literally counterfeit rice on the market. I don't know what brand it is, but you can. A simple test is you put it in a skillet, like a few of the grains of rice in the skillet out of your bag. If they turn brown and start to wiggle, it's real rice. If it melts, it's plastic. And I guess it's mixed in rice to bulk it up. Some of the
Oh,
stuff's so bad, like you can start cooking it, get it wet, and then you can actually put it together, and it'll bounce like a ball. Well, if you have your rice put together and it's wet, it should stick to the floor when you throw it on the floor. Literally seen a gal put it together in a ball and it bounced.
mm,
I was like, wow, that is crazy to me. So
is it America or?
yeah, I guess like I thought you guys were talking about it last live I was at. So if anybody actually gets that, put it in food recalls for me, please. If they find that article. By the way, that's a great resource in my Discord. The food recalls. If you want to see how they're weaponizing and poisoning you, and removing food off the market quicker than you can buy it, our food recalls tab is no joke, dude. Like, if you don't think food is being weaponized against you right now, you're sorely mistaken. One of the easiest ways to control a population is through food. They're doing everything they can right now to do that. You want to know the next easiest way to control people? Water. If you're a warlord and you have control over the well, everybody has to come do what you say. Well, what happens when that warlord's Bill Gates and he has everybody's well? Think about that. Muffin top out.
later, everybody.